going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Project Reboot kitchen. Today is a very special day. It's Monica's birthday. And for her birthday, she's requested that we make a surf and turf themed dinner. As you know, surf and turf is perfectly suited for the keto diet, and I'm super excited to whip her up a meal that she will love. Okay, so in the turf category, we've got something really exciting. I was at Whole Foods 365 the other day, and I picked up some grass-fed, grass-finished ribeye and filet mignon steaks. These steaks look absolutely beautiful, and I cannot wait to get them sous vided and on a plate and in my belly. Representing the surf category, we decided to go with some wild caught sea scallops. And just because I'm feeling a little bit ambitious, I'm gonna finish them off with a rich and luxurious pan sauce. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. Now the first step is to fill our tub with some water. If you can crank your tap to the hottest it'll go, that'll give you a nice head start so that you don't have to have your sous vide cooker do all the work. After you've got your tub filled up with water, it's time to fire up the sous vide circulator. We like our steaks on the medium rare side, so we're gonna set them for about 125 degrees, and that temperature will come up a little bit when we pan sear it later. When all is said and done, we'll be left with a gorgeous medium rare, somewhere around 130 to 132 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so while that water's heating, we're gonna prep our steaks. I'm gonna start by dusting these steaks with some kosher salt and some freshly ground pepper. After we've got both sides of the steaks evenly coated in salt and pepper, we're gonna go ahead and put them in the vacuum sealed bags. Now we're not gonna just let our steaks hang out in there all by themselves. To keep them company, we're gonna throw in some fresh rosemary, some bay leaves, some garlic, some butter, and a little bit of a lemon slice. Once we've got all those ingredients nice and cozy in the bag, we're gonna go ahead and vacuum seal them, and then it's time to dip them in their water bath. Our steaks are now done cooking. I'm gonna remove them from the water bath and take them out of the bag. It's very important that you pat them as dry as possible so that you get the best possible sear when you throw them in the skillet. Now I've preheated my trusty Le Creuset cast iron skillet, and it is ripping hot. I'm gonna lightly coat the bottom of the pan with some avocado oil. I'm gonna place the steaks into the pan. Because these are relatively thin cuts of steak, I'm only gonna leave them about a minute on each side so I don't overcook the inside. As I flip them over, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some cold butter into the pan and begin spooning it over the top of the backside. That sweet creaminess of the butter will penetrate the meat and make it absolutely delicious. After we're done searing our steaks, we're gonna set them aside and let them rest for about 10 minutes. Now while our steaks are resting, it's time to cook the scallops. Scallops are super simple to cook, but they're also super easy to mess up. The temperature of the final cut is absolutely critical to getting the best tasting scallop. So we're gonna heat up a stainless steel pan until it's nice and hot. Then I'm gonna coat the bottom of the pan with a little bit of ghee, which is clarified butter. That ghee will help to impart a richness to the scallops as it cooks. And we're only gonna let these scallops cook for about 1 to 2 minutes max on each side. That way we should get a finish that is crispy on the outside and perfectly juicy and moist on the inside. As they're cooking, we'll season the scallops lightly with some salt and pepper. As we turn the scallops over, I'm gonna begin spooning some of this ghee over the scallops and absolutely drenching them in its buttery goodness. Okay, it looks like the scallops are done. We're gonna remove them from the pan. See those crusty brown bits in the bottom of the pan? That's fond. We wanna save as much of that as we possibly can. Now to the hot pan, I'm gonna add a little bit more ghee. I'm gonna add some shallots, some garlic. I'm gonna give everything a good mix. After we've sweated out the shallots and the garlic just a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and take 1/3 of a cup of white wine and pour it into the bottom of the pan. This is one of my favorite parts. I love the steam and the sizzling as that white wine hits the bottom of that pan. I'm gonna take my wooden spoon and I'm gonna scrape it across the bottom of the pan to capture all of those pieces of fondy goodness. Once the white wine has reduced down a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and add some heavy cream. I'm gonna turn off the heat and let the residual heat from the pan do the work for me. Once everything is well and incorporated, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off with a dusting of chives, Italian parsley, and some lemon juice. Then I'm gonna give it a taste and adjust the seasoning if necessary. This sauce tastes absolutely delicious, and it is the perfect complement to our sea scallops. Now it's time to cut open these steaks. While it was resting, all of the juices inside have redistributed to every corner of the steak. So when I cut this open, what I should find is an amazingly juicy steak that is cut to a perfect medium rare. We're gonna slice up a little bit of the steak so that we can both have a try, and then we're gonna garnish with some beautiful green onion and Italian parsley. And there you have it. Hopefully that's a birthday surf and turf treat to remember.
Oh my gosh. Y'all have to make this. It's like the most amazing thing ever. This beats any steakhouse, like crazy amazing. In your house, in your jammies, with your wine. And it's so much cheaper than going out to a restaurant. And it's so good. Thank you, love, for my amazing birthday dinner.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.